Check, check. Check 1, 2. Checkity doodah. Checkity day. My oh my, what a wonderful day. Hello world. Am I live? I am live. You bet your ass I'm live. Hello world. Yep. I can hear myself. 5 people turned up instantly. Well done. Show that screwdriver. First comment. Yeah, heat it up. Oh dear, more soldering. Yeah. Hey, the chat showed up straight away. Ha! Look at this. I'm a streaming professional. Surprise! It's the Gigatron. Yeah, howdy, Philip. And do some more soldering. I'll just live chat. I think it's better to pop out the chat. You get to see more stuff. You get to see more stuff. Yeah, go to bed. How's my audio? Using the thing. Headset thing. Alright. More soldering. Just thought I'd turn on the live stream. Why the hell not? Guess I better tweet it out too. There is a feature that tools. There is a feature in XSplit, I thought. Let's play out. No. I thought there was a feature to auto alert people. I could stream on Twitch at the same time, couldn't I? Think I should do that? I'm gonna probably end up shutting this stream down. Yep. I'm streaming to Twitch as well. Apparently. I don't know. I just enabled it. Can anyone check to see if I'm actually streaming to Twitch? Oh, hang on. Dope. Live. There we go. There we go. I'm live. Give me my chat back. Portable tele-size scope. Yeah, the Tektronix 5 series. Yep. Anyway. What part of the East Coast are you from? Obviously can't afford to move to WA. I'm from Sydney. Everyone knows I'm from Sydney. Alright. Guess I better solder something, huh? You're all the passives. Haven't even finished the chips yet. There were tubes of chips. Oh, they're lying on the floor. Okay. Yep, they've all fallen on the floor. Alright, I think I've done all of them. I think so. Here we go. Here's one. I don't know. Start off with a random chip. HCT 32. Alright. Soldering time. Where's the HCT 32 go? I'm not seeing it. Not seeing it. Am I blind? HCT 32. It's a great start. Oh no, there it is. Oh, it's staring at me in the face. Okay, there you go. HCT 32. Hi everyone. Yep, still have the capacitance multiplier on the board. Haven't done another whiteboard video since then, so that makes sense. I, couldn't be bothered erasing it. All right. I'm going to contend with this stupid round. Geez, yeah, it doesn't sit flat properly. I hate that I've... No. Hello. Bueller. There we go. Just need to start off. Yes, board's all higgledy-piggledy. Want my chippy to go flat. There we go. Start by off the board, and we're good to go. Oh, sorry, is that in shot? Oh yeah, it's in shot. There you go. Knock yourself out. Look at that. I'm in frame now. Alright. Now we're good to go. Yeah, not a fan of the round pads. They just don't get enough surface area to get your tip under there. You know, they're fine if they're being wave soldered or whatever, but don't use round pads like that. Small round pads for through hole. They're really annoying. HCT 240. Do you do product recommendations for a price range? Yeah, I don't know, try me. But look, I don't keep up to date on the market. Everyone asks me this, what do I recommend? I don't know. I'm not, I don't constantly watch the market, I'm sorry. He said 240, where's the 240? There it is. I don't constantly watch the market, I'm afraid. Bueller. It's not spelt, that's not how you spell it. Bueller. Ferris Bueller. Go watch Ferris Bueller's Day Off. It'll change your life. Yes, it's a famous scene from Ferris Bueller where Ben Stein, who plays the teacher, is doing roll call and Ferris Bueller's not there and it's Bueller, Bueller, Bueller. It's practically a meme these days. So... Oh, look at that. It's not in focus. Focus! Bastard. Why is it fake? Look! It's not focusing. It's not focusing. Wow. There you go. Autofocus. I'll tell you what I'm going to build. It's going to piss me off enough one day. I'm going to build it. I should. It's like 5-10 minutes work. It's not much. I want to get a fan. Nice big ass silent fan. Like a big 120mm job or something. Whack some batteries on it. So it's like self-contained. and just have it slow, you know, it doesn't have to blow much, and use it as a fan that blows away the solder fumes, flux fumes. And yeah, I want that. Yep, like I've got a proper fume extractor here, like but it sucks in, it doesn't blow. So yeah, it sucks. And it's noisy as hell. Like it's a genuine Pace one, you know, hugely expensive. And you know, it's great for filtering and stuff like that, but it's just like it's like a jet engine starting up. And yeah, it's just like sometimes you just want to you don't really want to filter the fumes, you just want to like get them out of your face, you know. But it has to be silent. I want it to be like really silent. So Abe Fruman, the sausage king of Chicago. No, I don't get many Kickstarters, people asking me to make their design work. I get a lot of people emailing me to review their Indiegogo or Kickstarter or whatever. Well, review, promote, you know, their Indiegogo or Kickstarter. I just turn them all down. I probably get at least one a week. What is the most important component for an SMD soldering microscope? Anything particular that is necessary? You need it. You need your soldering microscope to be flat on the bench like this. I just had a Australian supplier of microscopes email me last night, and they said, "Hey, do you want to review our microscope, stereoscopic? You know, the traditional stereoscopic ones, and you know, want to see if it's suitable for soldering. Can you tell us?" And well, one look at it, and I can tell you, no, it's not, because it's got the huge thick base on it. You know, it's one of those traditional ones for viewing, you know, little plate glass microscope, you know, lab kind of stereo microscopes. Great for that. Useless for soldering. You can't have a big thick base like this, because when you're soldering, your arm is on the bench like that, like the, you know, so if you've got something up high, you don't want to be lifting your arm off the bench like this. You'll fatigue in an hour. Your arm will be dead by doing that, and your soldering is not going to be precise. It's going to be all over the shop. And so you want something that either has a very thin base on it, like a big base plate, or something like the Tagano that has no base plate. It's just a big boom arm like this. And that's probably the most important thing. Ergonomics when you're soldering is the biggest thing. So if you've got a big thick base, it's just useless. I can tell you that right off the bat. So use the new camera. Nah, too hard. No, I've only got the one HDMI capture thing here, so I couldn't. Oh, use the new camera. Yeah, of course. If I could capture the video, but I can't. Not yet. I can't capture it. It doesn't work with my box. Thank you, Jeffrey. Depth of field's important, yeah, but you know, like if I'm doing SMD soldering, I'm not going to be using the Tagano. I'm going to be using the Mantis behind me there. Like I only use the Tagano because that's, you know, if I'm broadcasting or whatever, capturing stuff. Otherwise, yeah, you can't beat an optical Mantis. That's the duck's guts. You just can't beat it. Can't beat it. I've soldered all day under those things, like, you know, 12-hour sessions, huge boards, and they're great. No strain relief on the, you know, no strain on the eyes. Just brilliant. See, because the problem is, I'll tell you the problem with the irregular stereoscopic microscopes, the one you've got to look through like that, right? The because you know, not only are you hunched over like this, but the optical path through is shorter. Okay, so if you've got you know, vision problems or whatever, you know, you need reading glasses or you need whatever, they're not very good. And especially, I've never used them with glasses, but if you do, they're not very good. And also, when you look up from the thing to the bench, the distance, the focal distance is always changing, so your eyes fatigue more. Whereas keep getting it wrong, whereas the Mantis, when you sit here and look like this, not only is your posture better, but what's called the lenticular distance, or the focal distance, is the same looking through as it is when you take your eyes off and just glance elsewhere on the bench. So your eyes aren't constantly focusing in and out like that. So yeah, it's just better all around. So you don't get as fatigued. But you know, it's like, you know, a good you know, a good quality, you know, what's the good quality optical microscope brand? What's the duck's guts? God, I forget. So we've got an 04 here. Where's our 04 inverter? Up the top. There it is. Oh, sorry. No strain relief on the eyes. Good morning from Iraq. Hey, Ahmed. Do have a small contingent viewing from Iraq. Awesome. How's life there these days? Is it good? Did the Yanks destroy everything or made it better? Let us know. South Africa. I don't think there's anyone else here, Ahmed, from Iraq. I do have a small contingent, like a couple of hundred viewers from Iraq or something. Last I looked at the stats, like it's not big, but yeah, it's somehow okay, is it? But never settle down after decades. Yeah, I know. Yep, that sucks ass. Is it better or worse? Give us a thumbs up, thumbs down. Better or worse? Worse post-invasion. We'll get political. All right. Oh, that's the... Right. What we got here? HCT244. We need a couple of those. No, I'm not. Am I? No. Okay. Still haven't found my pin straightener. Don't know where it is. Thank you, Timothy, for the super chat. Hang on, I'll just... Everything's just imploding. Yankee land. Oh, yeah, I'm using a better soldering. Yeah, I'm using the I'm using my JBC this time. Yeah, that's right. I was using the stupid Heiko ripoff last time, wasn't I? Jesus, that was painful. Oh, no, well, you know, it worked. It soldered. You know, it's fine. But, yeah, I never did finish that video. Oh, that's because somebody kindly offered me a genuine FX. They're here in Sydney. They've been to the lab before. Former student who came here. Part of a bunch of students. He offered me a genuine FX 951. So I have to take him up on that offer and get it so I can do a comparison. Offered to loan me one. So, like, I looked at buying one, but I'm not going to spend, like, I think they're like $600, $500 or something. I'm not going to spend $500 just to do a bloody video. Just comparing it. Oh, sorry, I didn't read your super chat message. Sorry, I'll go back. And yeah, the student who offered it to me, he's the one who took that awesome photo, which is currently on my Wikipedia page, last I looked. Photo of me. Did you hear about the researchers in Tokyo who accidentally created the strongest magnetic field in history and blew the doors off their lab in the process? No, I didn't hear that. That sounds awesome. I want to do that. Oh yeah, last time we were doing this, it was where's the other HCT 244? Oh, there it is. Yeah, last time we were talking about the alien thing. Not the the what was it? The solar observatory. And and I was so intrigued by that. That was fascinating. I was following that. I was downloading all sorts of data. I was actually almost contemplating trying to find a local solar observatory and going out and actually shooting on location and check to see that it's, like debunk it, that the sun's actually fine. But then they came out and everyone went back to work and it all died down. And then they revealed that it was child porn. They were chasing child porn. Some dude working there as a cleaner, I believe, and he was using the local Wi-Fi there to peddle, to download all his child porn. And I thought he'd get away with it, down onto his laptop, then he'd take it home. And like as if you'd do it at your place of work. What a dick. Like he's a dick anyway for viewing child porn, right? And but like, super dick. And thank you, Malta McMurchie in Canada. I'm glad I stayed up. Great to see you live. Thank you very much. 5 Canadian bucks. What's that worth? Are they still close to parity with the Yankee buck? What are my thoughts on river otters? Pretty cute. All right. Right now. Next. Oh, Ahmed asked about ads, did he? Yeah, I don't do ads. I don't know. Sorry, I missed what that was about. Thank you, Cowboy Butler. What do we got here? HCT 283. Every chip's a winner. All chips matter. Hashtag all chips matter. Thank you, Audio Alchemist. What's going on with the micro supply? Oh, 77. Okay, so it's on par with the Aussie buck. Okay. Right. What's happening with the micro supply? David is working on it. And 283, where, hang on, I'm just trying to find where this goes. 74HCT 283. Ah, there we go, over there. There we go. We decided to roll our own. We were using these DC to DC converter bricks, and they're not particularly cheap, and we're using 2 of them in parallel to get higher power. Oh. And we decided, oh bugger it, we'll roll our own. Like, and the efficiency was like really poor. Like the standby efficiency was really poor. So we decided, oh look, let's run our own, let's roll our own. So we're rolling our own DC to DC converter at the minute. So David's just done a board, and like a test board for that. Designed the DC to DC convert, like the flyback, and we're getting a little test board made so that we can build that up, measure its efficiency and whatnot, and it should be more efficient and better than and cheaper than the dual bricks that we got. Well, I think the whole thing, even if we do a custom transformer, is cheaper than one of the bricks, but we still haven't priced out the custom transformer. But yeah, we're we're doing that. So that's the update. I'm being a lazy ass, because, you know, if I'm being lazy, I just solder on a Friday afternoon. I was supposed to shoot, it was my intention today to shoot a fundamentals video. It has to do with that. We were going to, I was going to do a fundamentals video on USB inrush current, and how to prevent inrush current if you're designing a USB powered product, because it can ruin your day. Well, it doesn't ruin your day, but USB power packs and things can shut down if you've got too much capacitance on your product, and you plug it in, and it causes the capacitors have to charge up, of course, they're a dead short, and it causes the USB to shut down. So, and we're probably going to implement a circuit to prevent that in the micro supply. So I thought I'd just do a fundamental video. I thought I'd make a nice little building block video. But as you can see, I'm being lazy ass Dave today and just soldering. This is very therapeutic. Thank you, Elon. Nice glasses. How's the family? Family's wonderful. Thank you for asking. Okay, we're almost there on the chippies. $139. There it is. I see it. Oh no, we've got still got a few chips to go. Geez, there's a lot of chips on this thing. Good old conductive foam. CT139. Get this board finished eventually. It just takes time, you know. It's not like I have a lot of free time, you know. I can't just, like, because I don't really, you know, it's not like I can just, you know, after dinner I can just wander to the lab and, you know, see, honey, you're going to do some soldering, you know. So I've got to do it during work hours, in quote marks. And, yeah. Yes, I'm glad someone likes my spunky new glasses. Yeah, it's the first time you see me. Yeah, you won't see me much. Wearing them, they are new. $138s. Got 2 of those. Back in the day when I knew all the 7/4 series numbers by heart, you know, back then you used a lot more 7/4 than you do these days. $50 leaky caps in a turbo duo. Some computer thingamabob, is it? Gonna assume. That's a lot of leaky caps. They don't have the leaky cap problems on the computer motherboards anymore, do they? They all use solid electrolytics, don't they? They all use solid jobs, I think. Every company's realised that's a differentiator. Well, it's not a differentiator anymore because everyone's doing it, but, you know, all that, you know, military grade capacitors in in your motherboard, and everyone gets a hard on, and yep. Three hands. I think I need to spin that. Yeah, I need to spin that bit. Oh, give me my tip thing, because the tip's not aligned with. Just need to spin it a bit. It's probably a bit better. No, it's not really. All right. If you're playing military FPSs, you need military grade capacitors. Yeah. What is the difference between the dip sockets? Yeah, it's the shape of the holes. These are turned. These are what's called machine pin sockets, and they're turned contacts. So they're like, you know, like turned in a mill or whatever. Well, they could be cast. I don't, you know, but they're, yeah, like they were traditionally like turned metal. So they're solid, like yes, they're machined. That's why they call them machine pin sockets. Where these are just what's called dual wipe, because it's got a contact on either side. Yeah, you can see contact on that side, contact on this side. The worst of the worst. These are the second worst. The worst of the worst. The machine pin sockets are the best. Pay the most for those. Second worst, middle of the range, okay, are these dual wipe. Worst are the single wipe. They only have one contact, either on the outside or on the inside. And they're just shit. They are just garbage. And but they were very common back in the day, because they were, you know, the machine pin sockets were, I don't know if they've become cheaper or whatever, but yeah, they're so they are different. I don't mind the dual wipes. Some people actually, you know, the dual wipes are fine. Some people say they're better than machine pin, but you know. Anyway. Pardon my yawn. What's the time? 3 o'clock. All right. Next. Hey, one of my favorite chips. Second last one. 74HC595. Great chip, the 595. Very versatile chip. Still used in, it's one of the most popular ones used in all sorts of products. It's still used in, you know, products these days, because, you know, if you need like an IO, simple IO expander on a micro or something, you're probably going to choose the 595. Very common. Serial in, latched parallel out. Very nice. Okay, I'm short on 153s. Now, I've either been completely diddled, or they're on the floor here and I've used them before and I missed one. We only had the 1595, didn't we? Yep. Yep. Missed it. Dolt. Nobody caught that in the previous video. Nobody screamed at me and said, "Hey Dave, you forgot one of your 153s." So I blame the audience. When I was testing you, you failed miserably. Last chip. Last chippy. Oh, So sad. I'd like to hold it flat. I'd like to put it flat, but one of the sockets is off and it just throws everything askew. Okay, last chip. Nope. Oops. A little bit more on those. All right. Yeah, number 3, nearly as good. Yeah, I'd agree. 3 was fun. 3 was fun. Okay, we're done. Well, you know, all the chippity doodahs are done. So I assume I'm streaming in Twitch. Can somebody confirm that I'm actually streaming on my Twitch channel? Because it says I'm streaming on Twitch. Haven't checked. I've only streamed on Twitch once and it was like, meh. It didn't save it. I think I've set it to save now. I don't know. I don't like... Solder has flux in it? Yes, it does. Yeah, yeah, I'm on Twitch, Sadster. Thank you. All right, well, let's do... How about we do the diodes? Soldering the diodes. 1N4148s. Get in trouble if I talk about it, huh? First rule of YouTube, you do not talk about Twitch. There's 2 channels. I recall having 2 channels on Twitch. Anyway, there's an art to bending these, you know. Yeah, we're like 0.3 inch pitch there on that baby. So, you know, I'll calibrate my fingers to 0.3 inch pitch and bend away like that, and we'll find, there you go, like I bought one. Look at that. Perfect. 0.3 inch pitch. Do it again. Perfect pitch. I could use my new micro ruler. It's got a pitch bender and it's got a pitch thing on it. I've only got my old one here. Let me get my new one. If you don't know, that's what this is for. Whoop. That's what this is for. Oh, I don't have a 0.3. I've only got a 0.5, 0.5, 0.6, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6. Oh, have to get the new design to... Anyway, the idea is that you put your part over there and you bend it. But it's only the 0.4, which is the resistors. Which is, you know, where's the resistory in it? There. Like, it's like, yeah, it's designed to bend like that. So, anyway. Oh, these are all end-on. Oh, bloody... Oh, that's ridiculous. End-on diodes. Oh, where's my cutters? I think I've lost my cutters. Lost my good ones. No, I haven't. Okay. By the way, when you're cutting pins, bit of advice for newbies. When you're cutting them, don't go in flush like that, because you can stress the joint. Go in there and tilt it up just a bit, like that, so you're not cutting into the solder joint. You're cutting into the lead. You shouldn't cut into the solder joint. Cut into the lead. Because you can crack the solder joint. You can micro crack it. Then it becomes a problem later. Then you get thermal problems. You know, the components heat up, cool down, stuff like that. You can get intermittent joints. So that's really disappointing. I didn't want to put the end on diodes in yet. I like putting everything flush. I could go with the resistors, but they're annoyingly all different. I could go. No, I could do all the bypass caps now. Yeah, bugger it. Let's do the bypass caps. Okay. It's a cinch to get 0.3-inch pinch. Just don't flinch. With the always get like the preformed lead ones. Always get the preformed leads. You don't want to have to split in your leads on your capacitors. It's a pain in the ass. Anyway. NBN's doing alright. And I've got no complaints with the NBN. Apart from, you know, well, it's like, not from a performance point of view. Of course, you know, it could have been better, should have been better for half the price, you know, and all that sort of jazz. But ultimately, I've been happy with the connection. I haven't got it at home, though, because they cancelled, because I've got coax at home, so I got Telstra coax. And they bloody well cancelled. I could have got the NBN. I should have, because they were offering NBN at the time with the hybrid fibre coax, HFC. And I should have got it. But now they've discontinued that service. And they're saying NBN is coming soon to your house. Great. But it's on the old bloody copper phone lines, which are completely rusted, which is why I don't have a home phone line. Haven't for 10 years. Because the copper was, like, they'd have to replace all the copper from the street to my, like from the top of the street to my house. So, it's just, yeah, it's just bullshit. So, no, and when we remodeled the house, like we did some renovations to the house and stuff, we said, oh, we'll never use that phone line again because the phone line was just shit. So, we didn't even bother installing any outlets in, like, the new room and stuff. And where the computer and everything is now. And we just didn't bother installing a phone line there. So we don't even have it. So we're screwed. We're stuck with the Telstra cable, which is great. Downloads faster than the NBN, but the upload is slow as a wet week. Jeez, look at the length of the leads on there. Look at the length. Look at that. That is insane. Like, what is wrong with these people? If I had OCD, I'd be make sure I put all the capacitors the right way around. Sorry you can't see it. Make sure all the writing on the capacitors goes around the right way, otherwise all the electrons are going to fall out. Like, yep. Yep. So a lot of bypass capacitors. Don't need them all, of course. But that's actually the point of this, what this board is for. Point of the video. Oh, by the way, I was going to do a separate, well, I am doing a separate video on this. I've already shot half of it. This thing, it's the open source is it the Microscope? I think it's the the Microscope by Dr. Andy Hass. And thanks for sending it in, Andy. But go to the web page, Google it. Well, it's not a web page, there's like a GitHub. That's all there is. And view the schematic. View the schematic for this. Trigger warning. Trigger warning. For people who may become violent, go and view, who have a propensity towards violence, go and view the schematic for this Microscope. Please, someone go and do it live now. View the schematic for the Microscope. I don't think it's a PDF. You may... Oh, no, it is a PDF. I thought there was something wrong with the PDF. So I installed Eagle, and I loaded up the Eagle file, and nope. Just go and have a look. I want to see somebody's reaction. Go and have a look at the schematic for the Microscope. Oh, no, it's wonderful. And it was shit. Oh, Twitch was shit, is it? Really? Wow. Oh, okay. Right. I was going to say, 4 meg... Oh, no, it's 4 megbits per second. No, I've got more than enough bandwidth. I got tons of... No, I thought maybe I'm short on bandwidth or something. Oh, yeah, which file is the schematic? That's the first thing. Your first challenge, should you choose to accept it, is to find which schematic. It's the... It is a PDF. There's several PDFs, but yeah, the challenge is to find the schematic because it's not labeled schematic. Yoshi, this schematic is a clusterfuck. Yeah, Max 10 ADC. That's the one. Max 10 ADC PDF. Yes, there's no annotation on any of the parts. Yeah. Like the physical board layout's okay, but yeah, they've actually put the part. They've put the values on there. They haven't put the designators. So like 560 ohm LED, like, oh no, they've done it for LED. But a lot of the other components, they got 1 meg. Like there's no like R9, R10, you know. They haven't put the component designators. Wow. Looks pretty wacky. Yep, that's the one. Max 10 ADC PNG. Look at the front end near the... Try and find the BNCs. Oh, you can't post links here, can you? I don't... Not even I can post links. That's right. Bloody ridiculous. Is that the worst schematic you've seen or what? I was actually going to do a video. I'm tempted to do a video, you know, like how to draw a schematic, but I think I've already done one. Does anyone know? I think I've already done like a how to draw, like a kind of like a general rules on how to draw a schematic and things, you know, like the left-right flow and all that sort of jazz. Yeah, but it's probably a lot of work to clean up, especially considering that I'd have to do it in Eagle, and I don't know how to use Eagle. He's gagging, and Joby's gagging. Cut out the dot and it will work. What's the dot? What's Control F? Is there something that I'm missing? Is there a control? Yeah, overlapping text and wires and through hole. Yeah, yep. Like, I thought it was just a bad PDF render. Like, I thought, oh, look, something's gone horribly wrong with the PDF render. So I installed Eagle, and I opened it up, and it was exactly the same. I feel like I think I see the BNCs. Mate. You've seen worse? Yeah, true. Maybe I've seen, like, some of it's okay. But, yeah. It's pretty horrific. And I kind of feel sorry for the guy, because he sent his board into the mailbag. But he kind of bragged, right? Kind of bragged in the letter that it's like, do I have it here? I might actually have it. No. Oh, it's here somewhere. Anyway. Oh, yeah, here it is. Impromptu mailbag. Yeah, no, I showed this on the thing. I'm going to show this on the mailbag. Shot footage. Dear Dave, big fan of your YouTube channel. I know you're not a huge fan of USB oscilloscopes, but I'm hoping this one will change your mind. It's an open everything hardware, firmware, software, 4-channel scope from a recent successful crowdsourced campaign, bandwidth of 60 megahertz, which is nice, 250 meg samples, you know. So it's not bad. It is $115 though, which you can buy like the, you know, the Handtech and the O1s ready made in a case for that. They're not as high a bandwidth, but at least they're, you know, like a finished looking product rather than just a bare board. I like the fact that you can plug them together. Yeah. Anyway, so I kind of feel bad, but I'm gonna have to. He wants me to review it, and you know, and the software. Like it's like. Like it's almost like I got to install Java or something to make it work, and it's like, oh God, no! Just give me a Windows XE. Like, it's just like I like how they kind of cascade together, and the BNCs. I'm spoiling this for the mailbag, but the BNCs, they're too close together, so you can't get regular probes in there. It's supposed to be an oscilloscope, and you can't put regular timestamp probes on it. You just can't screw them in. You can screw in every second one. And the schematic. Oh my God, I saw the schematic and I just... Jeffrey can't see the BNCs. I'll start doing some soldering. Yeah, it's just... Wow. So, sorry Andy, but you're gonna be getting some feedback on that. You know, send your stuff in. So anyway, yeah, I thought about doing a video, you know, how to lay out a schematic or whatever. But if I don't do it in Eagle, everyone's going to complain because, you know, oh, it's open source, you should do it in Eagle and then contribute back to the community, which is, you know, fair enough. So, but then I've got to learn how to use Eagle just to do this, and it looks painful to try and fix all that up. Like, especially if I want to actually re-release it, I've got to make sure that I've got to make sure that the net list all lines up and everything. You know, I've got to make sure that it's all electrically okay. It's not like I can just slap the components down and, you know, just show generally how to lay out a schematic. But, yeah, anyway. So I'm glad others... So it's not just me, right? It does deserve It's pretty bad schematic. Anyway, like I just don't know why you'd leave it in that condition. And it's actually an interesting commentary on open source hardware, right? You know, people do these open source hardware, and the idea is that other people can improve upon it. Now, if I like that project, and it might be a good project, like you know, I think it's probably good for its own like niche thing. You know, if you want multi-channel and you want, you know, an FPGA learning thing, you know, kind of thing, probably good for students if you've got an FPGA class or something, maybe, you know, stuff like that. So it has its niche. But what was I saying? Yeah, the open source hardware, like this is all, it's all hard getting in here with these gigantic, look at the size of them. Look at the size of those monsters. Wow. Roar. But yeah, it's a good commentary on the open source hardware because, like, if I was keen on that project, you know, first thing I'm going to do is open it up and have a look at the schematic, right? If I'm a backer on Crowd Supply or whatever it was, or Kickstarter or Indiegogo, you know, and they released the GitHub, I'd go in there, I'd have a look at the schematics, I'd be all keen, and I'd look at and take one look at that and go, oh my God, you've got to be kidding me. Let me fix this. Let me fix this, please. You know, the humanity. And you would think that someone would have gone in and went, like, this is just shocking. Let me visually fix this schematic up, but no one's bothered, right? Then they've sold this to, like, they've probably sold thousands of these things, I think, and nobody's bothered to go in there and fix up that, just clean it up a bit. Nobody's even bothered, and that just goes to show you how few people care about open source hardware, as in terms of like actually contributing stuff. But you could argue that, oh, it works, so why bother, right? But like, seriously, anyone who looks at that schematic is going to go, well, geez, it's pretty horrible. We need to visually fix that. It's just all, like, you know, it helps when you're troubleshooting and you know, understanding how the circuit works and all that sort of jazz, right? So it's you know, it's important. Oh, by the way, youngsters, don't throw these pintails out. Don't throw them out. Keep them. Have a drawer full of them. They're very handy for, like, you know, jumper links and stuff. Very, very handy. Highly recommend you keep them. Good old tin copper wire. You shouldn't have to buy any, because you get, oh, I knew I missed one. Yeah, the BNCs are buried under something. I just, like, poor Andy. See, the problem is, you know, like, you know, if I do a video and I go, you know, I go medieval and, you know, really rant and rave about the schematic, you know, poor guy. But he did send it in for review, so, you know. Anyway, yeah, I thought, like, I'd bang out a quick review. I was going to do it as a separate video, actually. And I might still do that as a separate video. But then when I went to get the PC software, I went, there is no PC software. Oh, what's this, Java? I've got to install Java and run some bloody command line thing or something, I don't know. Just to bloody get the software operational to talk to it and get a waveform. It's like, oh, I just frustrates me, you know? And sort of like it kills my enthusiasm. I was all enthusiastic to finish, like I was going to finish the video that day or something, and I probably would have had it done if the software just worked. You know, if there was just Windows software there pre-compiled and just ran, you know. Unbelievable. Yep. Oh. Why am I not using the new scope? Because I can't capture it. There's something wrong. Yeah, I thought I've seen it before on the EEVblog forum. The Hassoscope. I'm sure he would have got criticised on the EEVblog forum for the schematic. There's no way you couldn't. Oh, hang on, there's some smaller capacitors. Oh no, they're tiny capacitors. Smaller pitch. Dun, dun, dun. Now, I'm sure I'm going to miss some bypass caps. Not that it matters a rat's ass, but I do want it to be the same as the other boards, so it's important to get it right. Well, actually it's not, but electrically it's not. One more. There we go. Java is a showstopper, you think? D. Russell. Oh, the software's really dumb, is it? I don't know, I haven't looked at it. But yeah, there's nothing, I'm not finding anything that I can recommend for this Hassoscope at all. I'm not finding anything good about it yet. I'm trying to be nice and try and find something good. You know, people complain that, oh, I'm always negative about everything. Well, you know, I mean, it's, and there's nothing to like about it. And he said I'd be impressed, hoping it would change my mind that, oh, USB scopes are really good. You know, so I expected this thing, so right off the bat, you know, I expected it to be polished. But it's not even polished. It's just there's so many things wrong with it. And its performance may be okay, but yeah, it's just, geez, if you want to change my mind about USB scopes, you need to have a pre-compiled Windows program to operate it. Just saying, you know, I don't think I'm being too harsh with that requirement. Oh, missed one. Yes, I saw the Polish a Turd episode. Yeah, I don't even know how to run a Java program. You go to the command line, I just don't know. It's not my thing. I just instantly switch off the moment something says, oh, just, you know, it's a Java thing. And technically I have done a bit of Java programming back in the day, but not actual apps. I agree, there's something very satisfying. Yeah, I don't know how it compares to the Handtech, but the Handtech's a finished product. Like, you know, it's a proper product with a case and PC software and, you know. Oh, you can double click the jar. Yeah, probably if you install your Java thing first. All right. What else have we got? What's the time? Just after 3:30. All right. Oh, LEDs. There you go. It's always satisfying to whack in a couple of LEDs. They're called blinking lights. Here we go. There's the blinking lights. And the way you tell which way a diode goes is the big part. You just look inside, and the big part, like that, is the negative. So there you go, the flat big part there. So for blinking lights. Yeah, it really does say blinking lights. I don't know. Is that proper German for blinking lights? It almost seems like a parody to me. I mean, it's just, you know, it's hard for me to know if that's like genuine or they're taking the piss. I don't know. Just manually aligning these vertically like that. Near enough. Good enough for Australia. Sorry I'm not showing the soldering, it's just I got other shit in the way here. Why not put a 4K display on an expensive oscilloscope? Well, I don't know. Update. Price, of course, it's always a deal. It's always a big deal, and but you know, you got to render all that, stuff fast, and bit how you doing on the alignment of the LEDs there. Blinking licked. They're actually blinking lights. So you're telling me they're combining blink licked? It's not. Okay, thank you, Fluffy Floofer. Fluffy Floofer. Say that 3 times quickly. On the board file, he actually deleted all the name designators, aside from a couple, really. Wow. That's weird. Man. And you don't really need, you don't need 4K, not with an 8-bit ADC. You know. But then you could argue that you can get full resolution, and you can move waveforms in different heights and stuff, you know. And you can see every pixel. Essentially comparing the bandwidth to dollar ratio. Yeah, maybe bandwidth to dollar, it's okay, but there's nothing else going for it. Like, well, apart from the fact that you can cascade them, you know, it's just no. And if you want to update the firmware, you got to do it via JTAG. Like, seriously? You got to update the firmware via JTAG. It's just no. It's just showstopper all around. Yeah, the RTB 2004 screen at 1280 by 800s. It's nice. Yeah, signal path got the Keysight UXR. Yep. I'll tell you why. Because they're not going to send that out of the country. They're not going to send that, like, they're not going to send that all the way to Australia. They're not going to send $1 million scope to Australia. And also, Sharia is a customer for that scope. He's one of the few hundred people on the planet who would be the target customer, because he works at Bell Labs on RF research. That's what he does. He designs new RF chips at like 100+ gig, and they can sample this stuff in real time. They're, you know, that's why they sent it to him, because he's checking it out so that he can buy it for Bell Lab, right? And he's got gear to test. You know, he's got the gear and the experience and the knowledge to test, 110 gig stuff. What am I going to do here? Like, that's just so not my field. Oh, waveform gen for 100, 150. There's so many on eBay these days and AliExpress. There's so many. Wow. It's amazing. When I was a boy, that's why my 20 meg, my original 20 meg one that I had published, my 20 meg function generator I had published, that was massively popular, because back then there was like, to have your own 20 meg function generator, that was huge. That was a big deal back then. And now, you can get these advanced things with all the displays for $80 delivered on AliExpress, like. Yep. Yeah, I mean, that's the problem. There's not even a single one of those scopes in this country, right? Like, so that's why they're not going to send me one. Sorry. Hey, sorcerer. I'm just killing time, Lazy ass Friday. Hey, we got some resistory doodads. Resistor networks. Got a fuse. 2.2K. Now, I thought there were 3 resistor pull-ups there. It's not. All right. Fair enough. Hang on a sec. Okay. Oh, little resistor networks, little fellas. Get in there. Okay. One more resistor network over here and we're done for the resistor networks. I swear there should be a third one. I can't see it. Nah. That's for our DAC. No, it's not painful holding the parts with a finger. No. Yeah, I got soldering frame somewhere. Couldn't be bothered. You know, she'll be right. How not to draw a schematic for EE students for 100, please. Yeah. Yoshi. Yeah, I probably should do that, but it's a lot of... It'll take me... Oh, I don't know if it'll take me more than a day. Like, because I've got to learn how to use Eagle schematic. And then I've got to tidy it all up. Then I've got to make sure all the net lists are the same. I've got to redraw that whole damn thing. And make sure it's electrically fine. And then update the GitHub. Because that's just like a thing. Like, you know, it's open source. Here we go. I fixed it up for you. I'm contributing back. That'd be the whole lot. Yep. What? Public holiday? There's a public holiday in Victoria, is there? For the AFL? I don't follow the AFL anymore. Been to a couple of AFL matches. Used to follow it. Don't follow it anymore. Yeah, grand final this weekend. Good morning from Greece. See you, Jeff. Oh, Frank Buss is here, is he? It's like at the old days at the Homebrew Computer Club. Yeah, except with all this newfangled technology. Just the soldering iron I'm using would have... Imagine if you just bought this JBC soldering iron that I'm using. Just imagine if you bought that. Like, you know, just imagine if you bought that with its OLED, you know, with its like 320 by 200 OLED screen or whatever it is on it, right? Just imagine if you bought that. Simple soldering iron to the Homebrew Computer Club back in the late 70s. I mean, you know, mid 70s. Wow. Like, yep. 750 ohms. I guess I need 3 750 ohms. Yep. Yippity-doo-dah. Oh, now I've got to use the calibrated finger. I've got to get 0.4 inch pitch. And I've got the tiny ass resistors. So it's harder. So I've got to calibrate my finger to bend it. Oh, it's a bit how you doing. It's not even. Oh, I'm out of practice. That's terrible, Muriel, but that slots straight in there. There you go. No wuckers. So let's try that again. Calibrate my fingers to the 0.4. There's the 0.4. How far off am I? Pretty bang on. I don't want to say I'm good. I don't want to brag or anything, but, you know, I'm not bad. Sorry, I just dropped a ticket on the floor. Let me pick it up. Yeah, the whole damn week off. You're a student. Oh, speaking of, David too has got jury duty next week. I've written a letter to the judge to try and get him out of it, but the judge doesn't like my bleeding heart story. He'll be stuck on that trial for 6 weeks. 6 weeks, and I got to pay for it. So, yep. 6 freaking weeks. Just at the point where we were getting somewhere with the micro supply, you know, like really, you know, really having something to show for ourselves. And, yep. 6 weeks. Thank you very much. I gave him advice on how to get out of jury duty, though. It's not hard. I don't think he'll do it, though. He's too straight-laced. What you do is you turn up and you go, hey, I've heard about this jury annulment thing. Jury annulment. Is that a thing in Australia? I'll boot your ass out of there quicker than you got in. And I think there's only... Well, you just turn up and go, is this going to take long? Got to get back to the methadone clinic. You know, or something like that. Or, you know, just turn up drunk. You know, turn up and just randomly shout at people. You know, like there's no law against doing that. There's no law against being a crazy person or a drunk. You know, just rock up. Right. And, yeah. Just act like a lunatic, or just turn up and go, oh, I reckon he's guilty from the get-go. You know, like, they're just like, there's so many things you could say or do to get yourself out of jury duty. Like, so many things. You got out of it by not believing in the Bible. Really, Peter? Really? I thought you could not swear. You could not do, like, you do an oath instead of a swear on the stupid book, on the fairy tale book. Wow, was that here in I assume that was in America. Was that in America? I have not seen a Chinese copy of the JBC. Wow, I didn't know there was one. Yeah, just be a terrible person. Just turn up and be a total asshole. And, you know, there's no law against that. You have to be a nice person, or that you have to say the right things or be polite. Or don't turn up and be racist or something. You know, like, or be, you know, turn up and say, you know, Just, yeah, turn up and just say the most racist things you possibly can, or, you know, like there's dozens of things. Just turn up and just, you know, wear a Trump, you know, manga hat or whatever it is, you know, or turn, you know, let's just do anything. There's a non-religious oath. Yes, there is. There's a non-religious oath. Jury duty, I think, doesn't pay anything. Jurors receive a specific allowance when they're on jury duty. Oh, right, is it? Okay, yeah, I have to go through the law again. I got to look at it again. He gets paid, but I've got to pay him the difference or something. I've still got to pay him. It's your duty as an employer. You're not allowed to stop payment. You're not allowed to suspend their wages. You know, for 6 weeks, I've got to pay him for doing absolutely nothing. You know, and that's what I said in my thing to the judge. I said, you know, come on, seriously, like, you know, one half of my company's gone, and he's the only one that can do some things at the moment. You know, like, it's not like I can just take him over and then all my videos stop. You know, like, it's just nuts, right? I can't. Oh, hang on. I think I missed a capacitor. Missed a capacitator. Yeah, self-employed, I definitely get out of it. Well, but, you know, it depends on your definition of self-employed. Technically, I'm a company, right? I'm a proprietary limited company with 2 employees, right? So technically, if David could go, and technically if they're going to force David to do it, then they could force me to do it. You know, yeah, I'm self-employed, but by the letter of the law, this is a company, a proprietary limited company with 2 employees. So, you know, well, 2.5 actually. So, yeah, or technically 3 if you count Mrs. EEVblog. Yeah, it's duty to the community. Yeah, it's, you know, that's part of it. I got no problem with that, and I do lots of stuff. I do community stuff, and yeah, but I think it's just crazy that, you know, you take a company's only employee for 6 weeks. Like, if it was a week, I wouldn't even bother complaining, right? But they've already told him up front what trial he's working on. Well, he said, well, they're saying like it's a 6-week trial. All right, they've told him it'll be 6 weeks. Like, it might be shorter, you know, it might not, but that's what they're saying. 6 bloody weeks. Oh, I do enjoy soldering D connectors. Oh, tempted to do the D connector next just because I like doing them. Oh, very therapeutic. The D connectors. Oh, another one. Oh, I love the Ds. Oh, here we go. Do a USB. Do a USB connector. A mini B. When the next batch of 121s, I could release them now. I've got some in stock. I could do it. I'm just lazy. Yeah, I'll do it this weekend. Oh, there's it. Yeah. I was going to say, where's the USB? It just didn't look obvious at first. Looked like just 2 large pads. There we go. This one we'll have to use the old third hand. And I got my hand on the metal chassis there. Geez, the pins don't come through much, do they? Pins don't come through at all on that. Wow. That'll hold it in place. I could have used my third hand. Would have been okay. Yep. My Sinclair's in the bunker. I never give up on anything. Still a work in progress. 2.2K, yeah, I got a couple of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where am I from? You're asking me, Ahmed? Hello from Russia. There is a program which turns a KiCad program to a web page which shows the location of all parts in turn for populating. It was a Hackaday article. Oh, that's pretty sweet. Yeah, the dude who does the software that Lewis Rossman uses, he contacted me last night. Wanted to advertise it, and it's very niche software, very impressive. I don't know where they get the schematics from though, and get the board files from for all these phones that Lewis works on. Are they stolen from Apple, or are they reverse engineered, or what? Yeah, Paul Daniels, yeah, I think his name is. Yeah, open board view, that's it. That's the one. They fall off the backs of trucks, yep. It's not 2.2K here somewhere. There it is. I think that's it. Is that it? Yeah, but that open board view, that's very impressive. You think it wouldn't pay you to go to the effort to do it, to include. Because how many people are repairing phones? Okay. Oh, he's also currently streaming live, is he? Cool. Didn't know he had a YouTube channel. Right. I better finish those diodes off. Let me just go check something here. Right. Just making sure they go on right. Don't really like these headsets. Find them a bit distracting. Why they put these diodes end on is beyond me. It's just... It's not like they didn't have the space. It's just terrible. Oh, he's only doing laptops now, is he? Probably easier. Yeah, I've heard of that about side cutters, whoever said that. Which is why I say don't cut through the joint for starters. Yeah, in theory, it can, but solder joints are pretty robust. Not as fragile as you might think. What brand and type of soldering iron am I using? It is the JBC2BB. I think it's the 2BB, either the JBC2B, something like that. I can never remember the stupid model number. It's not on here. Maybe it's on the back. And then it's different for Australia. CD2BB. Yep, CD2BB. And I think the second B is like the Australian model or something. Something like that. Very, very nice iron. But it's not cheap. And there's a few, there's a few annoying quirks and stuff with it. I should see if there's a firmware update. Firmware update for your soldering iron. Doesn't that sound stupid? It sounds totally retarded. Okay, more diodes. Oh, the JBC is better than the Pace. Pace is a nice case and stuff, but the JBC is better performance. But like there isn't anything wrong with the Pace. It's a fine iron. It's cheaper, right? So, firmware update for your headphones. Yeah, prices vary a lot between countries. Adds a Tetris game. Geez, a lot of diodes on this thing. Sorry, there's not much action going on the screen there. It's all happening off camera. Are you kidding, Bora? The TS100 rules for cost quality. The quality of the TS100 is shit. I'm sorry. A little plastic turdy thing. The TS80 is good. Nice little robust aluminium alloy case and stuff. The TS100 is chintzy bloody thing. It might be good bang for buck, but don't say it's good quality. It looks as good as it does on video, DefPom. I hope you got a right lens for it, or a Barlow lens or something. I've got to get a Barlow lens for it. I don't think the times 120 is going to do the business. I think you really need a Barlow lens, especially if you're doing wider angle stuff. So I think somebody posted a link to a 0.5 Barlow. You can just whack on the bottom of the existing lens, and that's the way to go. But the times 120 will help. Geez, I'm getting bored with these diodes. Aren't very therapeutic. Not as nice as a good dip or a good D connector. Oh, I can do the D connector yet next. That'll be fun. In fact, I might call it quits after the D connectors. And all these diodes. Okay. A whole bunch of diodes. Hope I got them in the right way. That could suck. Not too much solder on that pin. It's always hard to get into the vertical. All the pins are in the way. Some people prefer to do them one by one. I don't. I just make do. Should be right. Woo! Yeah. Look at that. Bobby Dazzler. Yeah, they'll eventually release the keycad files, they said. I don't think they're going to do it at the moment, though. I guess they're afraid like someone will just go and sell a kit cheaper than them, you know, China or whatnot. I think they overestimate the popularity of their kit. People are going to buy the genuine thing to support the creators. Most people are pretty good like that. The open source hardware community is quite good in that respect. Oh God, we're on Islam, are we? Oh, are we going to reach Godwin's law today? Are we going to see if Godwin's law is true today? The online discussion will eventually get there. No, there's not. Okay, I just looked up and saw Islam. Praying's not going to help, Ahmed. I'm an engineering student, a senior with 3.5 semesters left. FU general education classes. What sort of general education classes have you got? No, sorry, Ahmed. Allah doesn't exist. It's imaginary, it's in the figment of the human imagination. Arts, humanities, really? A language club? What? Really? You're doing arts, humanities, and language classes as part of an EE degree? Seriously? Which university is this? Which country? No, there should be no respect given to religious people. Sorry. None whatsoever. Because you believe in some delusional thing without evidence and you're supposed to be respected for that? No. No. Not on my watch. All right. Oh, I forgot the power lead. Heh. Oh, deconnectors. I'm going to do the deconnectors. I might make this the last thing. I think I'm done on my diodes. Oh, I love soldering deconnectors. Sorry, I'm quite excited. They make all the students take a certain number of gen eds. What, in the first year? Sorry, I missed what university was it? I missed it. Bunch of subjects outside the discipline. Well, I had to do when I went to uni. I had to do right. I had to do civil engineering and mechanical engineering because the philosophy of the uni was that you didn't know what you were just a young student. You didn't know what you wanted. You didn't know what you wanted. So we teach you, in the first year, we teach you civil engineering and mechanical engineering, just in case you want to swap disciplines. And they had this thing where you could just swap with no penalty, after the first year or whatever, which is bullshit. And it's a university in the US, which shall remain nameless. But yeah, no, I didn't have other bullshit classes like that. Oh, here we go. Oh, just sorry, I'm quite excited. I love Deacon. I don't know why. I couldn't explain it to you. I just love deconnectors. They're just, Once again, not a fan of the little round pads in there, but oh, yeah. Yeah, this is what I want to do on a Friday afternoon. You betcha. Oh, yeah. Friday afternoon before a long weekend. This is what I want to do. Oh yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. So it's still a nameless university in the US. That's terrible. I mean, that sucks. That really does suck. It's not one of those SJW universities, is it? All right. One more, and I'll call it quits. It's 4:30. I'm gonna beat the traffic out of here. Yeah, it was like, oh, Penn State. Okay, is that like an SJW uni? Is that one of the new, you know? This one's not nearly as exciting. Not nearly as exciting as the 15-way. It's not nearly as satisfying, but still, yeah, it's you know, arse hanging over the edge there. Not as nice. Still, why focus, you bastard? It's Poet Day. Piss off, it's Friday. Every university is an SJW one in the US, really? SJWs are very tolerant of Islam. But now we're really getting political. The thing I don't understand is feminists supporting Islam. Unbelievable. Man, you really have to be delusional to hold those two conflicting points of view. All right, I'm going to call it quits, I think. Well, I'm basically an all engineering campus, really. It's like Penn State's just all engineering. Or the part of it that you do. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. I'm sure the EE program's good. Yeah. Like I've heard about Penn State from an EE point of view. I think it's pretty good. No, they won't win, Yuri. Year or two, the SJWs will not win. The cracks are starting to form. People are starting to realise that all the virtue signalling and everything else is just going to, and it's just going extreme. They're just going to go to such extreme lengths that they're going to, they're going to self-implode. They're just, you know, no, that they won't win. It'll guarantee you anyone who's at uni protesting now, any of these SJWs at the unis or protesting like absolute wallies. I'm going to look back on the video of them doing that in 20 years' time and go, oh, if they're employable, and go, oh man, I can't believe I did that. They're yep. Anyway, enough politics. Still haven't got there on this board, but I better go. I want to beat the traffic. Traffic out of here sucks. But I'm coming home. I've got to go first. I've got to go home first, then I've got to go to the gym. You have to do mechanical and materials engineering. Yeah, you know, I can understand that. But like, I had to do civil engineering. I had to go on site, out on a building site, and learn how to use a theodolite. For goodness sake. Doing it like for an EE degree. Learn how to use a theodolite. Great, thanks a lot. you know. Anyway. Alright, guys, I better go. Guys and girls. Cool. Thanks, everyone. Woot. Public holiday for the AFL Grand Final. Only in Melbourne. Yeah. Is it official public holiday or just unofficial de facto public holiday? Nobody bothered turning up to work. Teaching Ohm's law in second year. Jesus. Thanks, Voltlog. Yeah, stop reading and go. Yeah, shut up. Yeah, shut up, Dave, and go. All right. Thanks, guys. Catch you next time. Get this stupid thing off. Using that Samsung Stage PXD1 because it's a USB interface. Anyway. Yep. All right, let me get out of here. I've got to stop. Twitch is gone ski, and YouTube's about to be gone.